How is it going, everybody? Hope y'all are good. I actually have a little bit of time before work. I got here earlier than I thought. Excuse me. And yeah, so I have like really crappy connection on my phone out here anyway, so I figured I'm just gonna record a reading because I have the time. I might not be able to get this out until I'll likely post it either tonight or tomorrow, but yeah, the reception here is so bad. If I were to post it, it would take probably again like 3 to 4 hours. So I might just wait until I get on Wi-Fi or something. But we're gonna just tap in using the Sorcerer's Tarot. I hope you guys are good. It's not been too long since my last reading. I'm happy to actually have more time to read, so we're just gonna like take a deep breath, say a prayer, and just hop in. Excuse me. I pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors to help myself, the collective, and anybody watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships. For a collective timeless love reading. I am also going to be drinking my coffee, don't mind me. I have a little bit of a shorter shift today, so it should not be bad, but I am closing. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's go and tap in, shuffle up the cards a little bit, and see what comes out today. I did post a collective reading on my Instagram, or yeah, the Collective Timeless. And if you do want to book a personal reading or see any of my other services, you can check the description. But yeah, man, let's go and just tap in. We're gonna go ahead and tap in. Thank you, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, for any messages you can provide for us today. Very grateful. Okay, we got a little stack, not really much. We got a few cards. Starting out, we have the Queen of Swords. Excuse me. I have my sunshade like kind of blocking my phone a little bit. Or like not blocking the phone, but blocking the sunlight, because if I move it, you can see it gets like really bright, right? So if it seeps into the camera, that's what that is at the top. But okay, well, we have the Queen of Swords, we have Temperance, and we have the Two of Wands. I feel like it's like a crossroads. I feel like you are at a crossroads right now. I mean, we have the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck, right? Nine of Cups. I feel like you're kind of deciding between whether you want to move forward in this relationship or just stay single. I'm going to be completely honest here. We do have the Two of Wands. I have personally been getting a lot of the Two of Wands. I've been getting pretty much all of these cards for my personal readings as well. And since we're all connected and we go through very similar things, excuse me, fix my microphone, I would imagine we're going to be tapping into very similar energies. So I feel like there's something going on here where I feel like there has been some stark realizations. I feel like there may have been some communication going on that has caused you to reevaluate whether you want to stay in this connection. We're going to delve into this and see, what we can expect going forward here, but it's interesting. It's kind of like something where I feel like there may be a conversation coming in, and that conversation is going to require you to really be present, right? Really focus on what it means to be balanced in this connection, what it really means for you to be in a space of balance. Like I can see the Two of Wands as like making a decision, sure, but I also see it as a card of balance. I've been getting a lot of twos in my readings lately, and I've been really thinking deeply about the meanings of the two in tarot. We can always see it as like juggling, balancing things going on, but it just feels like there's multiple investments to be made. It's not like there's multiple people, but it's something where it's like you may be in the space of really figuring out how to balance your life because of what's going on in your relationships. And I feel like it has to do with this kind of single energy. It's like you're taking the time right now to really get to know this person before moving forward in any way in this relationship, right? I feel like that's really important. I feel like there's like a deep investment going on is what I'm hearing. There's this deep investment in yourself, in the connection, and just in the relationship as a whole. Like both you and your person and the relationship, like we talk about those triple energies, right? It feels like this energy of just which way do we go from here, right? You guys are still getting to know each other, taking the time to really understand each other, and I feel like that crossroads energy is just really prominent right now. We are going to be moving into Libra season soon. We did just have the equinox. I did see a post on Instagram saying like it's basically when the past and the future meet is what the equinox is. And so that makes a lot of sense. I mean, this kind of popped out as well. When I was showing you the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords. That's that past conflict, man. This has been coming out for my readings, for all the readings I've been watching, and just in general. I feel like the energy, there's a lot of conflict resolution going on right now, and I feel like that's why we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, to me, in a situation like this, is somebody who is not afraid to wield the sword of truth. You can see in this card, I mean, they're very clearly, they got somebody piked on their sword. They're not putting up with anything. This is somebody who knows what they deserve, who knows what they want, and they are not afraid to kind of make the decision to stand back and evaluate the situation before really moving forward, before really going into the space of temperance. Because the interesting part about this is I'm seeing these as two different energies, but one in the same. Temperance to me is also the card of balance. That is the card of investment. That is the card of really taking the time to like water the garden, right? It's like really finding that internal balance through the external experiences. And I feel like that's what the Two of Wands is here too. It's like you may be in this space of really evaluating where your passions lie. It's kind of making sure you're not giving too much of yourself in a connection, to make sure that you can just stay balanced, to be able to continue to invest in yourself. And I feel like it just has a lot to do with this Five of Swords energy, this conflict, arguments, and I don't feel like this has a lot to do with you. I feel like this has more to do with somebody else that's in this energy. This could be somebody you are dealing with. They're trying to figure out what it is they want to do with their life. They're trying to figure out what it is they actually want, what a relationship would mean to them, what that looks like, right? Like, that's kind of, I'm seeing this as like a garden. This card is like a garden. Like, what do you want to plant in that garden? And how do you want to continue to invest in that garden? Are you going to be able to face the conflicts that may come up because of that? I.e., like, I don't know, if you're dealing with a garden, you have like weeds, you have pests, you have all the different things that come with a garden. It's not just the beauty of the garden. There's a lot that goes into gardening. It's not just appreciating the beautiful nature of the garden. It's understanding that there is actually a lot of stuff that would go into something like that. Okay, let's go and just shuffle and pull some more cards though. All right, Spirit, anything else that you have for us here? Okay, thank you. We already got some cards. I'm going to take a sip of my beverage. Okay, we got a little stack. Got 4 cards. We have the Seven of Swords, the Page of Swords, Hierophant, Six of Cups. This is kind of like moving. It's moving away from the past. It's not letting the fears hold you back. I do feel like there may have been some really impulsive communication that's gone on. It just seems like somebody here, that, I don't know if it's you or if it's your person, somebody here has said a lot. They've said and they have done a lot, and I don't think it had anything to do with you. Again, it goes back to this, the Five of Swords energy here. Whatever it is this person is dealing with, whether it's you or not, it's getting in the way of this connection, right? I feel like there's a lot of past energy here that's getting in the way of this connection, and I don't feel like it has anything to do with you. Your person may have very well told you that it has nothing to do with you, and so now you're kind of in a position where you're like, well, do I actually want to stick around and wait it out and see what happens? Do I want to continue to invest in this? Do I want to pull my energy back and maybe focus more on my own life and, invest in my own passions? Because I feel like you have an option to do so. I feel like you have the opportunity here to make that decision. I feel like you are in the advantage right now. You have the advantage. You're in this Hierophant energy where you're like, you know what? I know myself well enough to know when a contract, per se with a person has run out, or when something needs to be rewritten, when we need an addendum to the contract, or whatever it is you want to look at it as. It's understanding that like there needs to be something that is done differently. There's a need to move away from this old archaic energy here. This is also what I'm seeing with the Hierophant. This is old energy. Hierophant is something that has to do with like, structure and organizations and really just like ancient ways of thinking. I don't want to say ancient, but it's like maybe outdated ways of thinking. Excuse me. Keeping in mind, I don't have reversals in this deck, so I'm looking at all the energies here. And I actually have been doing that recently as well. I used a different deck last night. Excuse me. And I decided that like it just makes more sense to not use reversals. I understand that reversals all have their own meanings, but it seems redundant to do that if the reversals are already going to be there within the upright position as well. So I just decided it's like, it just makes more sense. And I seem to have an easier time reading when everything's in the upright, because like I said, I can just intuitively go from there. So back to the reading. Harsh communication has happened or will happen, or there is a discussion that needs to be had about this deceptive energy. I feel like somebody here is highly regretting what they did. I feel like somebody here is in regret. This could be you or your person, but I feel like there's a lot of regret and nostalgia surrounding old ways of thinking that have sabotaged this connection. Your person may have just very well been scared. They might just be afraid of getting hurt again. That's kind of also what I see here. And it's one of those things where you kind of have to accept people where they are, and you can't force them to be in a place they're not ready to be, right? And it's understanding that, like, you can still be in that space. You can still show up for this person, and you can be patient, and you can wait, and you can be loving and kind, and all the things that you already are, but understanding that, like, somebody else's lack of action or expression has nothing to do with you at the end of the day. Really, it has everything to do with the fears that are coming up for this person. This could be you, but I really feel like this is somebody we're reading for here. I feel like there's a lot of fears that are coming up because this connection has been moving along. That's also what I'm seeing. We're going back to this Temperance and Nine of Cups. Things have been moving along. This is a divinely guided connection. Temperance to me is also the twin flame card, soulmates, all that kind of stuff. I feel like there was a period in which this was very emotionally fulfilling. It may not have been official. Maybe you guys weren't actually like together in any capacity, but you were enjoying each other. You were getting to know each other. You were partaking in the slow process of falling in love with somebody, right? But within that process, like we said, within the process of gardening, this is also what comes up. This is part of that process. And so it's understanding that, like, yes, this relationship can be amazing, but it's going to take going through some trials and tribulations, and understanding that, like, unless it's an actual deal breaker, this is just a natural part of relationships. I was telling this to one of my coworkers the other day. They were talking about, I don't want to go into their business, right? But they were having conflict with one of their friends, and I just mentioned offhand that the potential for conflict is always going to be there with every single relationship you ever have. Family, friends, coworkers, lovers. The potential for conflict exists because we are all complex beings. I've said this for the past 2 videos. And it exists. It's just there. It is a possibility, and that is just how it goes. But it is up to you whether you want to continue to stay in alignment with this, or if you want to align yourself with something else. That is a decision for you to make. And that is something that I can't necessarily tell you what to do, because I can only read into these energies and tell you what I'm seeing. Only you'll know what's right for you, right? Let's go and pull some more cards here. I'm not sure how long I'll do this reading for. How much more time do I have? I probably have I think I have to start working I don't even know. My clock is kind of off on my car. I think I have maybe 20 or so minutes, something like that. So this was actually upside down when I was pulling when I was shuffling. So we'll talk about this. But I also want to get some more cards here. So Spirit, anything else you would like to tell us in the collective? For our love and relationships, very grateful for any messages you do have to provide for us. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, we got a big stack, so we're going to talk about that stack. Well, first off, we have the Eight of Cups. I'm going to take a sip, because I got to finish this before I start work. So and it is much needed today, for sure. So we have the Eight of Cups, and then we have the Two of Cups. Okay, we're going to talk about the rest of the cards, but I'm going to tap into these two real quick. I feel like there's a need to work through this. I feel like that's the opportunity that is being presented, because you got the Eight of Cups, and then you got the Two of Cups that comes up to the Ten of Cups. And so this is the opportunity being presented to you. Do you want to work through these issues with this person, or do you want to work through these issues with somebody else? Regardless, that's basically what's going to happen. It's one of those things where it's like you're going to continue to confront these issues in other people if you don't face them within yourself. And a lot of the times other people come into our lives to help us face those issues. This has to do with childhood trauma, past trauma in relationships. our own personal fears and apprehensive nature. These are the things that will often come up when we enter divine connections, because again, divine connections are really here to help us grow on a really deep level at a fast pace. By the way, we spoke about this also last reading. It's here to help us grow at a fast pace, and I feel like that is the opportunity that is being presented to you. Is it going to be easy? No. This guy does not look like he's having an easy time, but he knows this is what he has to do, because look, he's studying hard, he's thinking about the past, he's learning from the past, he's letting go of anything that is holding him back, because he is determined to learn whatever it is here in front of him. So if this is a book of your relationship, what are you going to do when you're presented with an issue? Are you going to run away? Are you going to turn away? Or are you going to face it with compassion and love? You have an option here. You have a choice. You always have a choice. Everybody always has a choice, at least to some degree, right? Let's go and tap into the rest of these cards here. We got the Three of Swords. We have Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Magician, Death, Six of Swords. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the major transformation going on here. Okay, I feel like there has been a lot that has happened in this connection. I'm gonna tell it as I see it, right? There's been a lot of heartbreak here. I feel like you and your person have hurt each other in different ways without intending to do so, and you may not have even talked about it yet. I feel like this is something that hasn't really been shared between you two, and it's kind of put you in this space of just kind of keeping to yourself and working on yourself. You both may just be single right now and still getting to know each other, but understanding that there's heartbreak that needs to be worked through. This might not even have anything to do with you. This might have more to do with your, respective situations than with each other. And I feel like that's kind of what's holding things back, but it feels like it's for a reason. It doesn't feel like you're being held back because it's not something that's meant to come together. It's because you both are still healing, and if you come together too soon and you don't take things slow and take the time to get to know each other and what you've been through, then it's going to likely end up like your past relationships, which, as we have all talked about, that's kind of what we're moving away from here, and that's what divine connections are here to help us do, right? And I feel like that's what's going to be coming in here. It's going to be swift movement, travel, communication, whatever you want to see this card as. It is the Eight of Wands, and Eight of Wands is fast-moving energy. It is passionate communication, but I find it interesting the way, I can't even get it to focus, I find it interesting to see the way they, illustrate these cards. This is something where I'm kind of looking at it like, this is somebody who has mastered the art of whatever it is they're doing. They are working in tandem with nature, as you can see. This can represent you trusting your higher self. I feel like you're going to need to be present for whatever it is that's coming through. There's going to be some big discussions that are going to be had should you decide to continue to move in this direction surrounding this connection, because it's like there's some deep emotions here, dude. It's like you guys clearly have a lot of feelings for each other, and that is why it is so difficult. Because when you have such deep emotions for somebody without being able to really truly explain or understand it, a lot of the times the fears and apprehensiveness will get in the way of the connection. And I feel like that's also divinely guided. It's here to help you both step out of your comfort zones and to move in a new direction that's going to lead you closer to each other, is really what it feels like to me. And like, it's just like a reminder, like this is coming together for you. This isn't something that's been really on the back burner for long. I feel like it's not even on the back burner. Honestly, I just feel like you're in this space of working through some tough cycles together, and that's just what it is. I mean, I don't want to sit here and pretend that relationships and divine partnerships are all, rainbows and butterflies, because honestly, like, they're not. Like, that, like, you, of all people watching this with me, the collective, know how difficult the healing journey can be. The path to enlightenment, the spiritual path, whatever path you're on, you know how difficult that can be. The magician does not get to where the magician is because the magician doesn't do anything. Like, we saw the Eight of Cups. Like, the magician gets to where the magician is because the magician goes through the Eight of Cups. You don't get to the 10 of Cups by just bypassing the Eight of Cups. You don't get to the 9 of Cups by bypassing the Eight of Cups. You get to this position by mastering all of the elements. That's what the magician represents here. Mastering every element. Mastering what it means to be, loyal and grounded and, committed. Of the Pentacles, mastering what it means to speak your truth and be passionate and really follow your heart with the Wands, and to master the cups of the emotions and the love and the fears, everything that comes with those suits. and the communication, obviously, with the swords, mastering all of those, bringing those into balance in order to bring this connection together. And I feel like that's just what's going on. There's a divine balance going on right now, and it's going to take time, it's going to take work, but should you continue to do so, this is going to end up really well for you. You're going to get the transformation you're seeking here. With the Death card, it's like, it's going to take time. You know, this is something where it's like transitioning into a new phase. I feel like this relationship, a lot of the old foundations are closing out. They're completely gone. You're moving to calmer waters here. It's like you're moving past everything in the past that was holding you back. All of that is over with. It's like, so now it's like you're both trying to figure out what it means to move forward now. Given everything that's already happened, excuse me, how can you move forward from here? It's like this energy of like, we had the crossroads, right? It's like, where do we go from here? Like we both already hurt each other in different ways. We both know that we're scared for different reasons. We both clearly have feelings for each other. It's like the people around you likely can see this as well. But it's this energy of just like the calm before the storm, right? And I feel like you're moving away from the storm. It's like almost like the calm after the storm. I feel like there was a storm, like this heartbreak energy, right? Like there was a lot that happened and you're moving away from that now. And you're transforming, you're getting the opportunity to move in a new direction with this person. Yeah. Again, should you decide to, I mean, I feel like you're going to be coming out of this single energy. We had the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you're both tired of being single, tired of dealing with karmic partners, tired of dealing with people who aren't serious. And I feel like you've met your match with somebody. And, you know, it's difficult because, you know, when you meet your match, you're also meeting your shadow. You're not just meeting the high vibe version of yourself. You're meeting every aspect of yourself in these divine connections. Okay. I'm going to pull one more and I'm going to close this out because I'm pretty sure I need to go into work soon. I don't know what time it is. I know my clock is off, but I just don't want to be late. So let's go ahead and pull one more. Spirit, any final advice you have for us here before I close this reading out? Please and thank you, my guides, my angels, my ancestors. So much gratitude for everything you do for myself and the collective. I'm very grateful, as I'm sure the people are watching this as well. Which, by the way, thank you for watching. I don't know, just like the video, I guess. If you like the video, why not? All right, we got a little big stack. Let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, new beginnings here, slow moving, but it's here. Okay, we have the Moon, we have the Star, interesting. We have the Lovers, we have the King of Swords, we have the Emperor, Nine of Wands, Eight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, back to the Moon. So yeah, man, I feel like you are now getting what it is you've been seeking. Like it's like where you're both not really telling each other this, but like this is what you've been looking for. Like, yo, like it's hidden with the Moon. There's a lot of deep emotions here. This is like Cancer energy, right? There's a lot of defensiveness with Cancer energy. I mean, you think of Cancer is represented by the crab. The crab flows with the water, but it has the pincers that can really hurt you. And I feel like that's what's going on here. It's not being talked about, but, you know, the desire is there, dude. Like, the desire is there. The Star and the Lovers, it's like they're like star-crossed lovers, if you want to say that. You guys clearly both want each other, but you're not saying anything. And I feel like that's just for a reason, because it's just not the right time. When the time is moving properly, well, I don't even want to say it's not the right time, because it's like working through the things you're working through is in divine timing in itself. So that is within the right time frame. It's just understanding that like that time frame is going to look different for everybody, and that doesn't necessarily mean that this isn't coming together. It just means that there's a lot that needs to be worked through. King of Swords, Nine of Wands, the Emperor, and the Eight of Swords, and then we'll talk about these two in a minute. Okay, really healing through some serious stuff. Now we're moving to the King of Swords. We had the Queen of Swords earlier. Now we're moving into the King of Swords. It's like you transformed from that energy, and now you don't necessarily need to swing your sword about to get your point across. I feel like you showing up consistently, being present, and actually like showing up for this relationship is showing your person how serious you are. I feel like this could be your person deciding to do this. Like they're not giving up on you, is what I'm hearing. They're not giving up on you. You're not giving up on them. While you may move at different paces and you may not know each other quite well, there's not an energy of giving up here. I don't see that. I see you two being very sure about each other. We now have the counterparts. We have the Queen and the King of Swords. You're very sure about this. You're very sure about each other, and you understand that relationships take work, but it looks like you're willing to do that. Closing out the reading, we have 8 of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So we just upgraded from the Page of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles. This is the faster moving of the Pentacle energy, right? There's a desire to free yourselves from whatever it is that's been holding this back. Like there's no entrapment going on anymore, because you're now seeing clearly with the King of Swords and the Emperor. You now know what's ahead of you. You see the path ahead of you. You understand the work that it's going to take, and you're willing to do that, because I feel like you both care about each other enough to move in that direction, right? And so I think the message I'm going to leave you with, guys, it's like, I know this may be difficult, and I know you have a lot to work through with this person, but if you truly love this person and you really feel like this is somebody you can see yourself with, you know, be willing to take those steps. Be willing to work with them and be patient with them, because everybody is going through their own difficulties when it comes to love and relationships on top of life itself, right? Everybody is going through their process as well as you, and you're likely mirroring each other in a lot of ways and freeing yourselves from anything that was keeping you stuck and mentally entrapped from moving forward in this relationship. All right, but that's what I got for you guys. Congratulations. I mean, I know it's difficult, but congratulations on this union you're experiencing, and I hope the best for you. I pray the best for you, because it may not be easy, but I will tell you it is worth it. And it looks like it's going to be leading to that long term you've been seeking with the Emperor and the Lovers, right? We had all those amazing cards. Just keep doing your thing, stay grounded, stay patient, and trust in the process, okay? But that is all I have for you guys. I thank you so much for watching. I will likely have this video up tonight or tomorrow. If you want to book a personal reading or see any of my other services, it is in the description, but that is all I have for you. I love you so much. I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading. Goodbye.